So, if you've been feeling stuck and overwhelmed, then you need to do this. A lot of the times when we feel stuck and overwhelmed, it's because we're not really making progress on the things that we value and want to prioritize. And we're putting other things in front of that, other things that aren't as significant. So, say for example, you want to quit your 9 to 5 and you want to pour into content creation. And you're feeling stressed out and overwhelmed because you hate your job, but you're putting 0 hours into YouTube or Instagram or whatever you want to make content on. Of course, you're going to feel overwhelmed. Of course, you're going to feel stuck. Because when you're not pouring into what you can do to get yourself out of your 9 to 5, if you don't have any personal projects or if you don't have something that you're making progress on, then of course you're going to feel stuck. I'll admit to this. I've been feeling stuck for the longest, but that's because I haven't been putting time into the thing that I said that I want most. And that is making YouTube videos. I love making YouTube videos. It's just so cool how you can just express yourself and have your own channel and topics, and you're able to just help people and direct your own show, basically. You can talk about whatever you want. You can document your life, document your journey, and that's exactly what I want to do. There was a period in time where I was uploading a couple videos and then I would stop, and then I would upload a couple videos and then I would stop. And I just want to get out of that cycle because I know that during the times where I wasn't uploading videos, I was always like, oh man, I'm not making any progress. Oh, I don't want to stay here. And it's not the most optimal situation because as humans, we feel the most joy and the most happiness when we are making progress. Not necessarily when we reach the destination, but when we are making progress. And if we're not making progress, then we're starting to have those feelings of anxiousness. We're trying to make things move, but it's not really working. And that's where that stuck feeling comes from. I can't stress the importance of either having a personal project or learning, because that's how you make progress. Our brains literally thrive on learning, on making progress, on achieving new levels. That's why video games are so addictive these days. It's just so gamified that every time you level up, you unlock a new level, get a new weapon or something like that. I don't really play video games, but I can understand the gist. And when it comes to just progress, 1 hour a day is really all you need. 1 hour of working on a new skill, 1 hour of putting that into a personal project. Maybe you want to create a short film or learn how to do a backflip or a handstand. Like that 1 hour a day can really set you apart, and that 1 hour a day can just be the thing that you need to get out of that loop and to make progress in your life. It's just so many factors when it comes to learning. Our brain just craves novelty. And if we're not learning, then we're being stagnant. If you're not learning or if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no middle ground. There's no staying the same. You either grow or you die. And I think that's why we go to this default stage of being overwhelmed and stuck when we're not making progress, because that's our body or our brain signal that's saying that, hey, you need to work on something. You're not doing anything. You need to get up and go. You need to work on something. And I think that's just super important because a lot of people don't use their brains much after high school. Even after college, they just get super comfortable with doing the mundane, doing the bare minimum, and not expanding their mind to new ideas or to pursue something that is probably a little bit more challenging. It has to be, I think it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect or something like that, but it has to be challenging enough for you to be stimulated, but not too challenging to where it's too hard and you give up, and not too boring to where you just get easily distracted and you just don't do it at all. I think that's just super, super important that you have a personal project to keep you busy, something that is outside of work, or maybe it is a personal project in work that just forces your brain to be expanded and just have a new thought process. You build more of a growth mindset. I think that's why people struggle and feel stuck and overwhelmed. It's having a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. The fixed mindset tells you that you are this and you can't do this, versus the growth mindset is you are not this, you just haven't learned this skill, or you can get better with practice. And that's just such a key thing to help you grow and navigate in this life. And my family makes fun of me all the time because I used to pick up so many different hobbies and skills as a kid. I would go from rollerblading to skateboarding to learning how to play the keyboard to playing guitar to making videos on my camera to making music to learning how to knit and crochet and sew and how to do all these different arts and crafts, origami. I was just all over the place as a kid. And I don't regret it, not one bit, because doing all those different things made me see the connection in creation. When you create, you gotta have the raw material and you just transform it. I think that's what I'm really addicted to, is transforming the raw material into something beautiful. And it's just cultivating a project, just building something that I didn't think was possible. That is definitely one thing that is lost in society. I think a lot of people get too caught up in being on social media, being on their phone, watching YouTube videos, and just consuming more than they're creating. And that leads to a never-ending cycle of comparison, envy, a lack of joy, and procrastination. So, in total, I think creation is super important. You need to create something. You need to have some form of a personal project, something that really interests you and drives you and challenges you outside of your comfort zone. Doing this right now, recording in public in a park where there's people running around me, there's people walking by me, they see me holding a camera with a mic attached to my shirt, and this is uncomfortable, but I've been just walking around for the past 30 minutes and now I'm just starting to warm up and I'm starting to feel comfortable with the camera, and it's like I don't even notice people anymore. And that's that feeling that I'm really trying to chase, is just being unapologetically me and just sharing my voice to the people that need it. And I'm not a perfect person, by no means, but I've learned a lot. And if I could just share one or two tips that could save another person the trouble, then I'll do that, because there's definitely a lot of things that I could have avoided. But when you just pass it on to the next generation, it just makes the growth process so much easier. Get you a personal project, learn something new, focus on a process that's gonna grow you, challenge you, expand your mind. If you guys are working on something, let me know down in the comments. Right now, I'm just working on content creation, so video editing, recording, speaking, all of that. And hopefully you'll join me for the ride and for the journey. But let me know down in the comments what you're working on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you like this.